Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling a show that, well, didn't just capture attention, it sort of grabbed the world by the throat. We're talking Squid Game.
Absolutely. It's become this huge cultural touchstone, more than just a survival thriller, really.
Definitely more. It forced us all to look at some pretty uncomfortable things, didn't it? Choices, desperation.
Exactly. And I think it's widely understood that Squid Game critiques capitalism, sure. But what's really unsettling is how it kind of makes the audience complicit.
How so?
Well, it subtly rewards our voyeurism, a bit like the VIPs in the show itself. It makes you wonder how easily any of us could get drawn into watching something like that, even if it's rigged.
That's a great point. Okay, so our mission today,
Yeah.
we're doing a full spectrum analysis.
Sure.
All 3 seasons.
Right.
But not just a plot recap, because, let's be honest, you probably know the story. We want to dig into the specifics, the little details.
Character arcs, how they evolve.
Yeah, and the game mechanics, which are brilliant, honestly, how it all adds up to something much bigger than just, people trying to survive. Elevates it. So get ready for hopefully some real aha moments. We're exploring how the story hits home, way beyond the screen. Okay, season 1, it all starts with Sihong Gi-hoon. We remember him, right? Divorced, drowning in debt, gambling.
Just hitting rock bottom.
Yeah, that moment, stealing from his mother. Harsh. And losing it all. That's what leads him to the mysterious man and that game of Didakji.
The slap game. Lose, you get slapped. Win, you get money. Seems simple, but...
But it's born from pure desperation, isn't it? That initial choice, or maybe non-choice, like you said earlier. That sets everything in motion.
And suddenly he's there. Him and 455 others, all in similar desperate financial situations, waking up in that, surreal dormitory.
And that immediately hits you with the show's critique of class division. It's stark, but also there's this perverse idea of consent thrown in.
Right, the clause where they can vote to leave, which they do at first. Exactly, but the outside world is just as bad or worse for them. So this deadly game starts to look like the only real option. It's a terrifying kind of freedom.
That's a really chilling way to put it. Okay, so the games begin. Red light, green light.
Oh, yeah. Brutal.
Horrifying. More than half the players gone instantly. The visuals, too, that innocent-looking doll, the playground setting.
It's that contrast, the childhood innocence versus immediate graphic violence. It's meant to shock, yes, but also, I think, to make us question what we find entertaining. Are we desensitized?
Good question. It keeps going. Honeycomb with the shapes.
Yeah.
Talk about tension.
That needle snap.
Yeah. And then tug of war. That's where we see Gillen's team, including player 001, using strategy, not just brute force.
Right. Ilnam's idea, using brain over brawn.
But these aren't just physical tests, are they? They become these, deadly moral dilemmas.
Definitely. Marbles. That one's maybe the peak of it.
Oh, absolutely. It forces betrayal. Gihun tricking player 001, who he thought was his friend, his Didambu, and Ali. Oh, Ali's betrayal by Sang-woo. That was just devastating.
It's a masterclass in psychological breakdown, showing how the system pits people against each other, stripping away their humanity.
And then, as if that wasn't enough, Glass Bridge. Pure luck. Terrifying. Strategy helps a bit, but ultimately...
It's chance. Another commentary maybe on how life itself can feel random and unfair.
So, the climax of season 1. The final Squid Game. Gi-hoon versus Sang-woo. Childhood friends.
Brutal, personal. And Gi-hoon wins, but he refuses to deliver the final blow. He wants to walk away together.
But Sang-woo, he takes his own life instead, ensuring Gi-hoon gets the money, maybe, or just escape.
Maybe both. A final complex act, but then... the twist.
Yeah, the twist. Player 001?
Yeah.
Oh, Ilnam, the frail old man.
Turns out he's the mastermind. The wealthy creator behind it all, just bored, looking for a thrill.
That just reframes everything, doesn't it? It's not just about debt. It's about the callousness of extreme wealth. The rich literally playing games with the lives of the poor.
Exactly. It hammers home that theme of exploitation, but it adds this layer of existential emptiness from the very top. Ilnam wasn't just cruel, he was disconnected from humanity, seeking feeling in the most extreme way.
So Gi-hoon's survival isn't just luck or skill.
It feels like a moral victory, almost, especially when he initially refuses the prize money, he can't touch it. And then that final scene, seeing the game recruiter again, his vow to stop them, that's a huge shift.
From victim to something else.
Right. He's moving away from the system's values, even though he technically won by its rules.
Okay, so that brings us to season 2. Gi-hoon's got the money, but he's broken, right? And then The red hair.
Yeah, the red hair. It's symbolic, clearly. Rage, determination, maybe danger. He's not just a survivor anymore.
He's an investigator. He wants to bring them down, which feels like a natural progression, but also a huge risk.
It raises that question, what does it take to actually break a cycle like this? One person's survival clearly wasn't enough. The games continued.
So individual conscience isn't the whole answer.
Seems not. The system adapts, so the resistance has to adapt too. That's where Detective Hwang Jin-ho comes in. His brother is missing, possibly in the games.
Their alliance, Gi-hun and Jun-ho, that feels important. It's the start of something bigger, an organized fight back.
A move from just surviving within the system to actually challenging it from the outside and inside.
And Gi-hun goes back in, right? He infiltrates a new game.
Yeah.
An upgraded version.
Yeah, and this is where we see the scale. It's not just one location, it's bigger, maybe global. The VIPs aren't just spectators, they seem like sponsors, investors. It's a business.
How do they show that without losing the personal horror?
Well, the game design itself gets more complex, more layers, more intricate environments. You see more masked workers, different levels of guards. It feels more like a corporation of death.
Oh.
And the big reveal, the front man.
Right. Hwang In-ho, Jun-ho's missing brother, a former winner.
Oof. Yeah, that complicates everything. Good versus evil gets very blurry. It shows how the game corrupts even those who escape it. They can become part of the machine.
That confrontation between the brothers, intense. Jun-ho seemingly shot, falling off the cliff.
It echoes Gi-hun and Sang-woo, doesn't it? The system forces these impossible conflicts. It doesn't just kill bodies, it kills relationships, morality.
So Gi-hun tries to get evidence out. He gets into the VIP control room, tries to upload data.
Desperate attempt. But it fails. He has to escape.
But that failure, it doesn't break him, does it?
No way. It seems to just harden his resolve. He realizes a thumb drive isn't enough. This thing is huge, deeply rooted.
So escaping isn't winning. Not yet.
Not for him. His goal becomes total dismantlement, whatever it takes.
Which leads us into Season 3. The world is starting to hear whispers, right? Leaks, survivors talking. The games aren't totally secret anymore.
But the organization just adapts again, goes deeper underground, more secure, maybe even more ruthless because they're exposed.
And Gi-hun, he's going back in again. But this time, it's totally different.
Completely. He's not playing to win the money. He's not even really playing for survival in the same way. His goal is sabotage.
Right. Destroy it from the inside and protect one specific player.
Player 222, the pregnant woman.
That felt like such a powerful choice. Why her?
Symbolism, I think. She represents innocence, the future, vulnerability, everything the games try to crush. Protecting her becomes his moral anchor in this final round.
So the focus shifts from individual gain to protecting the future, the next generation.
Exactly. And the games themselves change in Season 3. They're less about just physical skill or luck.
More psychological.
Way more. They're designed to break you emotionally, forcing players to sacrifice things like memories, core beliefs, relationships. It's about destroying your identity, not just your body. The horror becomes internal.
Wow. Okay, so that Squid Game you mentioned, multi-level arena, suspended, unclear rules. Sounds terrifying.
It's the ultimate psychological test. Strategy, trust, sacrifice, all dialed up to 11.
God, that's brutal.
And then the final showdown. It leads to Gi-hun making the ultimate sacrifice.
To save player 222.
Right. He ensures she's safe, that she gets out. It's a direct rejection of the entire premise of the game. He's saying, essentially, that this future life is worth more than winning, more than his own life. Compassion over cruelty.
So, Gi-hun dies. But it's not a defeat, is it? Within the story.
Not at all. His death becomes legendary. It's the catalyst, maybe, proof that the system can be beaten, even if it costs everything. His sacrifice, combined with the leaks, the resistance, it finally brings the whole thing crashing down.
On a global scale.
That's the implication. The games are exposed, shut down. And the real win, the symbolic win, is player 222's baby, born free after the finale.
A new generation, free from those rules. Wow, okay, so let's tie this all together. What does it all mean? Where does Squid Game leave us?
Well, like you said, Gi-hun doesn't just win the game in the end. He beats the system by refusing its terms, its rules.
It's this incredible look at desperation.
Yeah.
But also human dignity.
Yeah.
And that constant fight, control versus rebellion.
And the symbolism is just everywhere, isn't it? The guards' masks looking like game controllers.
Right. But the players are just pawns.
Exactly. And the games reflecting real-world pressures, debt, inequality, the feeling of being trapped. It all points to the manipulation built into so many systems we live in.
So the story closes with the fall of the organization.
And the birth of that new generation.
Mhm.
The hope is that they can live without those kinds of bloodstained rules.
Really makes you think, doesn't it? About individual choices. How much power do we have within these huge, often oppressive systems? Can one person's defiance really spark change?
But it suggests it can, even if the cost is immense.
And it leaves us, and you listening, with maybe one last question to chew on, something we didn't quite get to. It's built on everything we discussed. Is systemic change, like the kind depicted at the end, really permanent? Or does that human appetite for spectacle, for profit, for maybe even cruelty, does it always just find a new game to play eventually?
That's the unsettling question, isn't it?
Something to think about. We hope this deep dive gave you a new lens, maybe, to look at this amazing, disturbing, incredibly powerful story.